The hiss without the bite. One day, a teenage boy sat next to a wise man on a long train journey. The wise man had an expression of calm happiness on his face. After watching him for a few minutes, the boy turned to the man and asked, "Sir, you seem to be a very peaceful wise man, but have you mastered anger?" "Yes, I have." "Do you mean to say that you never get angry?" "No, that's not what I mean." "But you said you've mastered anger." "Yes, I did." "So you don't feel anger?" "I didn't say that. I just mean that I can control my anger." "Still, I can't help wondering," the boy said. "Do you really feel that you have your anger fully under control?" "As I've already said, yes, I do." "Yes, but I find that hard to believe. Are you telling me the truth?" "Enough!" said the wise man, raising his voice. "Stop asking me the same thing over and over." "Well, sir, now you're angry. So I guess you haven't mastered anger yet." "Actually, I have," the wise man said with a meaningful smile. "Let me explain by telling you a story about a snake. Once upon a time, there was a snake that lived on a path leading from a village to a temple. The villagers were scared of it, so they threw stones at it and stepped on its home. Then the snake started to bite the villagers, and they stopped going to the temple. A monk who lived in the temple was unhappy about this, so he went to the snake and told it that it was wrong to bite people. The snake agreed and promised never to do it again. However, when the villagers realized that the snake was no longer dangerous, they started throwing stones at it and stepping on its home again. A few days later, the snake, hurt and bleeding, came to the temple to see the monk. "What happened?" asked the monk. The snake said, "No one is afraid of me now, and the villagers treat me very badly." The monk sighed. "I told you not to bite," he said. "I didn't tell you not to hiss." So, what was the point of the wise man's story? He wanted to tell the boy that it's wrong to behave violently and hurt others, but it isn't wrong to express anger when someone treats you unfairly. Just because the snake had agreed to stop biting people, that didn't mean that it was not allowed to show its anger at all. It could have shown that it was angry by hissing at the people. That way, the people would still be afraid of the snake without it having to harm them. Showing your anger is okay, as long as you show it in a reasonable way. Letting people know when you're angry can actually help protect you and even make a situation better. Unfortunately, like the snake, people generally think that anger and aggressive behavior are the same thing, so they try to hold their anger back. Anger is a natural feeling that you get when something happens to you that you think is bad or unfair. However, if you let your anger get the best of you, it can make you violent and cause you to fight with others or attack them. When feelings of anger are held back, they may build up and become so powerful that they damage your relationships and even harm your health. You can keep feelings of anger inside for a while, but eventually they will come out, and then you may overreact. If your suppressed anger explodes at the wrong time, you might even attack someone who hasn't really done anything wrong. Therefore, it's better to learn to show your anger in a positive way. For example, when you're mistreated by someone, you probably can't help feeling anger. But instead of acting aggressively, you can start by saying, "I'm angry at you because," and asking the person to explain his or her side of the situation. Then you might ask, What do you think we should do to make this better? Eventually, the two of you will probably reach an agreement. Dealing with anger this way makes it a win-win situation. Problems can be resolved, and bad situations can be improved by talking them out.